Thank you, Javier. Livre Hebdo is the French book trade media, as you may know, so I'm neither a distributor nor a publisher or a bookseller, of course. I'm an observer. And as an observer, I want to share three main ideas with you. The first one is that with the digital spreading, there is a multiplication of private initiative to promote books, and they constitute a sort of new reader community. Traditional press critic steps back, for sure, and there are thousands of personal book channels. There are booktubers, bookstagrammers, and other initiatives on all the new networks. The picture on the left. On the picture on the left, you can see one typical booktuber in France, who is called Croqueuse de Livres, which means book crunchy. Well, that's an example, but you know probably in your country many of them. And though it's difficult to evaluate their impact, for sure, now we can see that there is one difficult to have a precise advice, but it's an important phenomena. In parallel, you have also some independent readers app. I mean, it's also communities, not only communities organized around a specific selling platform like Isneo, for example, but it's readers platforms that give the opportunity to organize virtual personal libraries, to share a reading experience through comments, critics, and which give also additional informations. And I can quote three in France. Babelio is probably the more ancient one, created in 2007, and it's 1.2 million people registered. It's 5 to 6 million visitors a month. 1,200 critics per day, so it's something important. And we have others like lecteur.com, I mean the readers.com, which belongs to the Orange telecom company. And the newest one is Glyph. After 2 years, they already have 400,000 registered. There is a wide range of tools and network who emerge and constitute some sort of community or communities online. It gives also opportunities for a revival of more traditional book clubs. You can see one there, it's just an illustration, in Orléans, not far from Paris, in the University of Orléans. And I think all this shows that there is a demand in the public for information to help for discoverability, which has become a key challenge. The challenge of discoverability is a key challenge, but I've got the impression that the physical bookstores may be the only ones to fully take it. There have been many discussions about algorithms, especially because they are very mysterious often. They help, of course. They help, and I think it's quite useful when you buy a book about World War II to have information about other books about World War II, and maybe also about books about the First World War and even about the Third World War, I don't know. Well, I am a bit caricatural. Of course, I know that there are more sophisticated algorithms. However, I'm not sure they're able to understand that after buying a book about World War II, actually you want to buy a novel from I don't know, Eduardo Mendoza or Leila Slimani or Amos Oz or anyone, or you want to buy a cookbook about Indian cuisine, or you want to buy an inspiration book, etc. And so there are obviously some limits, and I think even Amazon is conscious of this problem of connection with, real connection with readers. Also, there are a lot of recommendations, tools, blurbs, quote, ratings, and so on. They are useful, of course. They help to promote. I'm not sure they are so accurate if we talk about discoverability. Booksellers' experiences is, I think, a key thing, and you can see there a bookstore in Brittany, in Paimpol, which is with real people circulating, but eventually discussing with the booksellers, and of course they also have a website and so on where it's possible to discuss. On the right you have Penelope Bagiou, which is a well-known comic writer and drawer. In another bookshop in Paris. The question is how we can match the assets of digital platforms and the experience of booksellers to create something new. But I think the physical aspect is key. Third and last idea, and I will talk a little more about Livre Hebdo precisely, I'm sorry, is that I think an accession means to take the best from the expansion of the digital book lovers communities is also to reinvent our community, the professional community itself. At Livre Hebdo, in 2019 and 2020, we have completely reorganized our offer. We were mainly a weekly, of course, with a website. We are now not a weekly, we are a media with mainly digital, with a monthly, which is an important monthly. We are doing events, we are creating communities, etc. That means using the new information channel, of course, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc. But that means also, and we started to do this, creating specific community networks on Facebook. We have a bookseller community, a librarian community, and we are starting to create specific community newsletter. We have created in September, you can see on the right, a newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter for booksellers. And we are trying to create new meeting places, both online and offline, with specialized awards for publishers, booksellers, and librarians, combining digital and physical events. We have created, just after the first confinement period, we have created some professional webinars, but it's webinars, you know, it's like a speed dating. I mean, we invite publishers to show what will be their new books in the coming weeks, and they show it online, and we have 3 or 4 publishers together. They pay to be there, and it's free for the public, and we have an audience of booksellers, librarians, and other people, and it's a huge success. You have the figures there, nearly 10,000 registered this year for 21 webinars, and that's more important, 100,000 additional viewings after, and of course it's profitable. I mean, publishers pay for this, and they are very much committed with this. And also, I just want to mention one thing. We also try to develop, it's a bit more difficult, B2B2C tools. And we have a magazine, but it's not regular. It's sometimes for the rentrée littéraire or things like this, which is called Que lire, What to be read, which is actually a free magazine given to booksellers, and the booksellers can offer it to their public. I will end just with one picture about Frankfurt. Last Frankfurt, it's the Right Center in Frankfurt. It's not a joke. It's about also discoverability. I heard a lot of people there because there were some, actually, there were some, saying that in their company everything has been cut. And there is, of course, for a financial manager, it's not understandable to go there. It's expensive to go, to take a stand, etc. It's so easy to communicate digitally. You can do this. You can avoid to go there once, twice, maybe also a third time. But then you have your bestsellers with your well-known authors. But what have you discovered really? Can you really discover just discussing with someone who you heard about online? Is it enough? Can you also discover new people without meeting them once, being introduced, but I mean directly, not only with an email? Can you be confident on what you will publish if you know, don't have, I mean, you didn't meet the person at least one time, and you haven't drink a beer or something, or a coffee with a person? Well, it's the question. So digital is great, but it has to be combined with physical initiatives, even in the professional world. Thank you.